Inexplicably, this man looks like a Newsie.
I have so many questions about this character.
A lot of questions, and none of them are answered by the end of the film.
Oh, not a single one.
Not a single one.
He jumps out of the grave and then for some reason goes behind
a
the tree and then comes out from behind the tree. So I'm like, why did you go back there in the first place?
He's
Fine.
very theatrical.
He really loves to tell a good story.
New canon. He isn't a Newsie.
No. He was
playing
in the musical Newsies.
You potted, dude!
Welcome to You Potted Dude.
A Mary-Kate and Ashley podcast.
I'm Olivia Vessel.
And I'm Sequoia Simone.
And today we are starting out with part 1 of Double Toil and Trouble.
And what more fitting a movie to have a two-parter on?
Yeah, double.
And the two parts are going to be totally different.
They're going to be Hey.
And the two parts.
They're going to be different.
They're two different parts.
They'll look the same. They'll sound the same.
But mark you, they're different.
On the inside.
Olivia.
Yes.
I'm so excited to do this one.
I am so excited about this one. I realized watching this, I have definitely seen this one before, and it is in my memory like one of my favorite movies from childhood. But also, I haven't seen it in 30 years? Probably 30 years.
That's crazy. This came out when we were 2.
2 years old.
You know what we should do?
Go back in time?
Go back in time.
To 1993. It's the morning. We wake up. We get dressed. Okay.
Yeah.
What are we wearing? Grunge. This is peak grunge.
Love.
This was the year that now we're getting plaid skirts, sweaters, pants, backpacks, everything plaid.
Plaid everywhere all the time.
Everywhere all the time. And if you're wearing bright colors, you're a poser. Get
out of here. Prep.
We're doing browns, oranges, reds, dark purples, dark blues, dark greens.
I love it.
Those are your colors.
Those are my colors.
Those are your colors.
So I'm into it.
We're doing Doc Martens. And of course, overalls.
Overalls still. Yeah. I mean, we stand the overall trend.
We're still rocking it.
We hate these overalls so much.
Yeah, we actually really hate these overalls.
We actually really regret this
They're
decision.
actually the ugliest overalls we've ever seen.
God.
Okay, so now that we're dressed, we're on the move. We're getting in the car. We turn on the radio. What do we hear? That radio personality DJ, he's still chit-chatting to us over the chords.
Talking over the beginning of the song. And we cannot forget that.
And he's saying, this next song goes out to everyone in Western New York. That's right, all of those Buffalo Bill fans. Sports. I'm making a sports reference.
That's a sports reference.
Okay, back into character. All those Buffalo Bills fans. Buffalo Bills have just become the very first team to lose 3 consecutive Super Bowls.
Rough.
Ouch. That's gotta hurt. Buffalo Bills, this one's for you.
And then they hit a sound effect and it's like,
and the song goes, Soy un perdedor, I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? That song ends.
Setting is gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you so much. I'm really trying to put you in that car.
Amazing.
Okay, now that song ends, but the DJ's not done making fun of the Buffalo Bills yet, because what does he cue up next? I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo.
That song is so good, you guys.
That song is still like a go-to. Actually, when I was doing this research, every single one of these songs is my go-to karaoke playlist. Like, this is it. Okay, now I'm a creep. Radiohead ends. The DJ is saying, oh, those poor Buffalo Bills. They're probably listening to this and just thinking to themselves, I said, hey, what's going on? We sang that at karaoke last weekend.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good karaoke standard. Also a great song. This is like bangers across the board, dude.
Really. I feel like this was when music was like saying something.
And what it was saying was, what's going on?
Back to the radio DJ. Okay. He's like, no, you know what? Those Buffalo Bills, they made it to the Super Bowl. All right. So we can't really make fun of them that much. And you know what? They're just doing it for the love of the game. They'd do anything for love. That's right. It's time to play this next little ditty that has officially hit number 1 in 28 countries. And I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Meatloaf.
All right. Okay.
That song ends. Back to my DJ personality. Okay. They're saying, what won't you do for love, Meatloaf? Then the other radio DJ comes on. And he says, well, you know what they say, don't ask, don't tell. Because that's right. Our new president who was just sworn in, Bill Clinton, he has just introduced the don't ask, don't tell policy for the military.
Thank God for the don't ask, don't tell policy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And let's all just remember that in 1993, that was progressive. Big step forward.
Yeah, big progressive.
Which is so annoying because obviously it just really encouraged more hiding and more homophobia.
Yeah.
However, our radio DJ today, he's an ally.
Okay.
And I will always love you. And he's singing that to the queer community because he's an ally, because he loves them.
Because he loves them. He says, do ask. I will.
I will
ask and you can tell me.
Tell.
Yeah, and you can tell me.
Because I will always love you. Okay, but now we're saying goodbye to the radio DJ. We're out of the car. We've made it to the movie theater, of course.
My favorite part.
Okay. Sequoia, what should we watch? I'm just going to give you a short list of some of the films that came out in 1993, and I want you to tell me which one you think was the highest grossing film of the year.
Okay, I'm very excited about this. Okay.
All of these movies came out this year.
Okay.
Army of Darkness.
Oh.
Groundhog Day.
Oh.
Schindler's List. Sleepless in Seattle. The Sandlot.
Wow.
Free Willy. Hocus Pocus.
Oh my God.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh my God.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
What?
Like, every single good film was made in 1993. That was the exhaustive list of every good film.
That's crazy.
Which one from that list do you think was the highest grossing film of 1993?
I think it's Schindler's List.
That is a very good guess, and it did end up winning the Oscar.
Right, because it's
for
like
this year, but that is not the correct answer. It might have been the correct answer had that not been a trick question, because actually the highest grossing film of 1993 was none of those films. It was Jurassic frickin' Park.
Oh, shit, dude.
Can you 1993. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a really mean trick you just played on.
I know. I'm so sorry.
And that was really rude.
I liked it.
Fucking Jurassic Park is a flawless film.
It's one of the best movies ever made.
Exactly.
So we're there. We're looking at the list of all the movies. And you know what? We've actually seen all of those movies. We don't need to see any of those movies. Let's just go back home and watch TV. I
have no idea what the fuck is on TV in 1993. Let me tell you that.
Well, okay. So there's this one show that we could watch, but it ended in May. It had a good run of 7 seasons. You might have heard of it. Designing Women. Oh, we don't care about that show too much. Wow. We don't know that much about it, but it just ended this year.
Okay.
But there's a new show that's on. It's weird in sci-fi, and these actors, I've never really heard of them before. Some Jillian something and David Duchovny. We're watching the
X-Files.
It came out in 1993.
In 1993. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
X-Files.
And 2 actors in this movie were in the same episode of The X-Files together, and it aired 8 days before this movie aired. And so I'll reveal who those actors are when we get there.
Okay.
Is that fun?
Okay.
Can you imagine being an actor who's like not a household name actor, and then within 8 days of each other, you're in an episode of The X-Files, and then this holiday classic?
I'm stunned.
Now, speaking of TV, this movie was made for TV. It was just a Halloween special on ABC, and it aired on October 30th, which I think is really fun.
That's really
because
fun.
the whole thing is on October 30th.
Exactly.
Like the day before Halloween. So cute.
Yeah.
Are you
Great.
transported?
I'm transported. I'm in 1993.
Great.
So don't ask me.
Yeah. Well, what are we drinking today?
We are drinking cinnamon apple spice tea.
We're drinking the Long Island iced tea on one episode, and we have been staying away from alcohol since then.
We have been, and it does hurt me as much as it hurts you.
It doesn't hurt me. I'm like, oh, we're not drinking. That's fine with me.
That's probably better.
I actually love tea, so I'll take it.
So we have downgraded our Long Island iced teas to just regular herbal tea, but we got the cinnamon, we got the apple. We're in the autumnal zone.
And cinnamon and apples both play roles in this film.
There are apples in the film.
Very briefly. And cinnamon. Plenty of cinnamon.
Sure. And we also have cinnamon cookies.
Cute.
We gotta.
All right.
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. All right. Right off the bat, we start off with what I would consider quite a jump scare. The only jump scare of the movie. It's terrifying.
I think it opens really scary.
There's like a creepy voice. It's like, the following is based on a true story. Maybe. Whoa, like a bunch of evil laughter.
Yeah, and it freaked me out. And I was like, in our definitely super absolutely definitely legal copy of this movie that we have.
Mm-hmm. That you could have too. It's in the description.
It just starts so abruptly.
It goes, there's no intro at all. It's just balloon, scary witch mask, just the following.
The following is a true story. Or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are at a Halloween party.
Yes.
We see kids running around. There's apple bobbing happening.
There's so much happening at this house. This is like a dream Halloween party.
Seriously.
They're carving pumpkins. They're bobbing for apples. There's like children everywhere running around.
Yes. We first see the girls. They're playing pin the tail on the donkey.
Which is like not a
surprised me.
Halloween game, I would say.
Donkey. I was like, you can't like pin the wing on the bat.
Ooh,
and
that'd be good.
I was thinking too, like
Stake to Dracula's heart.
Oh, Stake to Dracula's heart is really good.
That's really good.
Is that too murdery for a children's game?
No, vampires aren't people.
Yeah, vampires aren't people. Yeah.
It's self-defense.
Yes, it is.
It's self-defense.
It's self-defense. That would hold up in court. But this is cute. I don't know which twin it is. She absolutely nails the tail onto that donkey.
Yeah.
And then her twin is like, yay. And they high five and they're celebrating. And I was like, oh, this is so cute that they're friends. In the later movies, they're very like, they work against each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now we see the pumpkin carving. And then the woman who's hosting this party, which, by the way, I have questions about because who is she? Is one of the kids her kids? Are we at her house? Is this like a community center? I don't know. We never get these answers.
We don't learn anything about this party. No. And I wanted to know so much more about the party because there was so much happening at the party.
Yeah.
And the cost, the expense of this party seemed outlandish.
I thought it must be like a town event, but then later it seems like they're just picking up their daughters like from some lady's house.
And I was like, this lady like really shelled out for the children's Halloween party.
Yeah, I'm like, ask her for the loan.
Yeah.
But okay, so one of the things she has at this party is a giant tent. And she's like, okay, folks, the clown is ready for you. So then she leads all the kids into the tent. She like gets them all tucked in. And then we meet Oscar the Clown.
Oscar the Clown.
We love Oscar the Clown.
Oscar the Clown is key to this film.
Yeah.
Oscar is so integral to the storyline
Yeah.
and the success of this film.
Yeah.
And you would never guess by the entry of Oscar the Clown.
No, he does like one dumb, cute little trick. He pulls a dove out of nowhere. Ooh, a dove.
Out of a bag.
Out of a bag. Yeah, you're like,
They're just like,
okay.
okay, so there was a dove in the bag?
Do you think, though, that this was the precursor to the doves that we got in New York Minute? They were like, shoot.
More doves.
We want more doves.
Needs more doves. A clown is supposed to go do some silly stuff and like squirt water in the kids' faces and like honk their nose or whatever.
That was the other thing I was wondering about, because do you see the dove of my husband's dove from when he used to do magic? Because pulling doves and other animals out of things where animals shouldn't be pulled out of, that's magic. Clowns are doing like
aren't magic.
No.
He should have been a magician.
Yeah.
It would have made way more sense with the entire plot line of the film for him to have been a magician. But also, it's a Halloween party. So why is there a clown?
Oh, well, because he's not doing any clowning or any magic. Actually, he's just there to judge the pumpkin carving contest.
You're like, you hired a clown just to come judge the children's pumpkin carving contest?
Okay, this bit with the pumpkins, I loved it and I hated it. Okay, so we see a kid, he has glasses and he holds up a pumpkin and it has glasses. And I'm like, that's freaking cute. You should have won the contest. Glasses on a pumpkin is adorable. Why have I never done that before?
Right.
Okay, next we see a cute little Asian girl and she's holding up a pumpkin that has, you can guess, but it's just like offensive eyes.
Yeah.
For this cute little girl. And that really lost me so hard. But then it kind of got me back, because then the third kid holds up his pumpkin and it has triangles. And I was like, oh, that's a weird direction for the triangles to go for the eyes. But then you see this kid and his eyes are shaped like that. He has like weird triangle eyes. And I was like, you know what? I'm back.
I think it's so funny that you noticed all of these things. I didn't even notice the horrible Asian joke because I was just frustrated.
Yeah.
That nobody seemed to be trying in this pumpkin carving contest, and they all did just like exactly the same pumpkin. And then twins.
And then the twins. And then this upset me because I was like, oh, the girls obviously are going to win this contest and they must have like really cool pumpkins. But no, theirs were just as lame as everyone else's.
Everybody was boring except for the kid who put glasses on his.
Yeah, glasses should have won.
Yeah.
Ashley and Mary Kay, we don't know their names yet. They're unnamed twins at this point. One's in purple and one's in red. They win the contest. And Oscar the Clown's like, congrats, you win this magic wand. And they're like, cool. So we both get one? Because you're the guy who decided to pick twins as the winner.
Just pick one.
Just pick one kid. You have one prize.
Of the twins.
Okay, but now we start to get a little bit of personality. Now we're starting to feel a little bit of what this movie might be about, because he's like, sorry, I only have one magic wand. You're just going to have to share it. And then purple, later we learn that's Lynn. She grabs the wand and she's like, oop, I want my turn first. And red, who we find out later is Kelly, she's like, oh, you always get the turn first. And it's very, to me, giving like, that twin was born 2 minutes earlier, so she's the big sister.
It's older sibling energy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then this is fun because we're like, ooh, magic wand. Clearly that's not going to do anything because, first of all, a magician didn't give it to them. A clown did.
Yeah.
But she starts like playing with it. I'm pretty sure she says jacuzzi, which I thought was really good.
She does say abracadabra.
She goes jacuzzi, abracadabra.
Yeah.
And then like the lights start flickering and the clown is on a roundabout table.
Yeah.
He's like, he just starts like spinning on this little like stage that they built for him, this little turntable. And he just goes like crazier and crazier and crazier. And everyone's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And everyone's just laughing because they think it's
just laughing, but
part of his bit.
It looks like it's malfunctioning.
Yeah.
It's like giving off sparks, not in like a fun fireworks way, but in a like, this is a fire hazard way.
Yeah, like you're in a closed
we're
tent
in a tent
with all the children from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. You're going to wipe out a generation right here.
This is the sequel to Weapons.
Yes. And I love that, like, for a second, the woman who's, like, running this party, she, like, looks a little concerned, but then she, like, immediately is like, "Oh, haha, what fun."
Yeah, there's just some clown stuff.
And this is the only clowning that we see him
And it's
do.
the closest to being a clown
But
that
he
he
didn't even
gets.
do it on purpose.
Yeah.
So then he stops spinning, and everyone's like, "How'd you do that?"
He's like, I didn't do it.
"What?"
Yeah.
But then we move on from that. Yeah. So now we see who we can only assume is the parents. Later, we do find out, indeed, it is the girl's parents.
At which point I paused and went into my little notes app and I said, Mayday alert. We have two living parents.
Two
Living parents who are married to each other
happily, it would seem.
on screen together.
Okay.
Whoa, folks.
Absolutely wild. Now, did you notice who the dad is?
Okay, here's the thing.
Okay.
He looked so familiar to
Yeah.
me, and I didn't look it up
Oh, this
because
is so
I
fun.
knew that you would bring me information, and I wanted the audience to see it live.
Sequoia, that's such a beautiful gift that you gave to me. Thank you, because that is Eric McCormick,
Okay.
as in Will from Will and Grace.
Oh my god.
I know.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I know.
Oh my god, that was Will.
That's Will.
Wow. Yes.
So
It is.
they do have two parents. However, it's now canon in my head that this couple, shortly after this film ends,
Sure.
they split up. He comes out of the closet.
Right. She asks, he tells. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Isn't that great? I'm curious to see how many times they get two parents. It did make me scared the whole movie that one of them was going to die, even though I've seen this movie before and knew they weren't going to die.
That didn't occur to me.
I was
just
get out
like,
of the car, get out of the car. Someone's going to hit your car. And especially because when they're in the car, they're like in the middle of a discussion. We drop in on them and they're like, oof, I know, but we're so broke and we need this loan to come from somewhere.
the stakes in this movie are super high.
Really high.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
surprisingly for me, for like a children's movie,
Yeah.
like Halloween Caper.
For like an ABC special that's going to air one day.
It's gonna air one day where Mary
Yeah.
Kate and Ashley are like wielding a wand and running around town. It's like, oh, but also we might lose our home.
Well, it's for the whole family. They had to give something to the
They had to get
parents.
something for the parents.
Yeah, the
and-
kids are like, come on, it's
Right.
Mary Kate and Ashley. And the parents are like, fine, I guess.
Right.
Like, oh no, foreclosure. Now I'm
Yeah,
invested.
the parents
That's
are
an
like,
adult problem I can relate to.
I too am experiencing the recession.
But yeah, so we just hear like little snippets of we need to ask Aunt Agatha for a loan, and we're already seeing from the dad like, woof, that's the last person we're gonna want to have to ask
We don't like
for
her.
a loan. So mom and dad, they pick up their girls, and Lynn is like, I won, and Kelly's like, we won.
And we're establishing personality types.
Yeah.
Do we have to wear the same dress but two colors?
Yeah.
Is that necessary, Mom?
we couldn't each get a reward for the contest? We both
Yeah, like you can't pick both of us for the contest if you don't have two prizes.
And
Come
we
on.
won
We're not
that.
one person.
Ugh, we want to go home and make these costumes, but we don't want to make the same costume.
Can we please be different things for Halloween?
Can we please just be different?
We're different. We're two humans.
But mom and dad don't really respond to that at all.
Well, they've got a lot going on.
They have a lot going on. They're like, sorry, I can only focus on thinking of one thing for
the
Halloween.
recession.
And then they pull up to an absolute haunted house mansion.
Haunted house. It was
It's
like
so good.
surprising to me. They pulled up and I was like, oh, she just like lives in a haunted house.
Yeah, we're just going for it. No
If we-
subtlety here for this
yeah,
character
no subtlety,
at all.
not even a little bit.
No.
Because I was sort of thinking like, oh, we may get like reveals later in the movie about this character or something. But we're just like immediately, it's like she lives in a haunted house. She's a witch. She's mean.
Yeah. She's the most cliche evil witch ever.
And she's iconic.
That is Cloris Leachman.
I know that name.
You probably know her as Frau Blucher in Young Frankenstein.
Yes.
She was also in the Mary Tyler Moore Show
Okay.
as
Yes.
Phyllis. Cloris Leachman is, I think, my favorite actress of all time. One of, at least, favorite actresses of all
That's
time.
bold.
She's everything to me. She's everything to me.
And the minute I saw her, I paused and I was like, this is an iconic character. I'm going to be her for Halloween.
Yes.
She's incredible. She can do no wrong in my eyes. It was like 2 seconds on screen and I was like,
Obsessed.
I'm in and I'm obsessed.
She's a legend. It makes me want to watch every single thing she's ever been in. I'm obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with her. Okay, so mom and dad are like, okay, you guys stay in the car with your dog, Norman. Not a good name for a dog, personally.
It's not a great dog name.
Knowing these girls' history with dogs in other films, were you scared for Norman?
You know what? I should have been, and I wasn't even thinking about it. I should have been so scared for Norman.
I went, oh, I didn't remember a dog in this film. Is that because he dies? Oh, no, did they kill another dog? Which, for the record, they've actually killed 0 dogs.
They've
but they
killed
should have
0
killed
dogs.
so many.
Don't go out there quoting us saying that Mary-Kate and Ashley have killed a bunch of dogs.
So now we meet Aunt Agatha. Immediately, we want to be here for Halloween. She's incredible.
She looks incredible. She's doing a spell. She's surrounded by 700 candles.
Yeah, not subtle at all.
Not subtle, even a little bit.
None of this storyline is about discovering that she's a witch.
No.
She is a witch.
Right.
Straight up.
You just like 2 seconds in, she's doing a spell.
Okay, and then there's like the creepy butler guy that I'm like, oh, and she has a butler? Incredible.
Who she treats like garbage. Like
Absolute
literal human garbage.
So good. So now the butler goes down. He opens the door for the parents. And as he opens the door, a black cat runs out. Which I was like, oh, that's so good. Of course she has a black cat.
Of course. She's
course
got
she
10.
They like had a list of like witchy shit. And they were just like, check. Okay, candles.
What? Candles.
Yeah.
Candles. And then they went back to candles a couple more times.
Yeah.
There was a lot of candles in that room.
But just like for that one moment, then we never
Yeah.
see candles again. I
Right.
kind of thought something was going to burn down at some point, but
Well,
no fires. Okay, so now we're back in the car and we see that Lynn is playing with the wand in the front seat. She's still doing like some like abracadabra stuff with the wand, and the wand flies out the window
of its own accord.
She's like, oh my gosh. She like wakes up her sister, who, by the way,
Is
now-
asleep. It's been like maybe 30 seconds. Maybe a full 30 seconds. She's like out.
That's
Which,
why
like,
I love
get
Kelly.
it. Yeah. I feel that on a regular basis.
Yeah, she's just like, ugh, whatever. I don't want to look like you either, I guess. I'm going to nap now.
I'm going to sleep.
She had a
Wake
big
me up when
day.
mom and dad are done.
Yeah.
I carved a whole pumpkin.
Lynn's like, my wand just flew out of my friggin' hand. And Kelly's like, I don't really believe you.
My wand flew out of my hand.
Yeah, cool.
Sure.
Fine. So then they're like, well, let's go investigate.
Right.
So they run out into the cemetery because, of course, next to
the haunted house, there's got to be a cemetery. If you don't have a cemetery next to the haunted house, how could the house be haunted?
It's not even haunted.
And that's what we're always saying.
This movie has nothing to do with ghosts.
No.
Or arising the dead, anything like that. There just is a cemetery.
Because there must be.
For extra spookiness.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with the story, though. I just want that to be very clear. Okay, so now we're back in the mansion. Mom and dad are finally like, we need money. We're asking for money. That's why we're here. So sorry to bother you.
And Cloris Leachman is warming her butt on the fire. She's so... I can't get over how much I love this character.
Yes. She was like, I'm going to be by the fireplace in this scene. Is that okay? And the director's like, yeah, sure. I guess. And then she just goes and like pulls up her
skirt, butt to the fire. You don't see her butt. Obviously, it's an ABC. It's for the family TV movie.
But
But
it's such a good
her bare
choice.
ass is out there next to the fire.
What a fantastic choice that you're, like, asking you're clearly terrified of this woman, and you're like, "Can I have some of your money?" And she
She's
is just,
just
like,
like
sticking her ass in the fireplace.
fireplace.
That's so good. That's, like, such a power move. Be
Yeah.
like, "How little do I care about you and your
Yeah.
financial problems?"
And the fact that you're in my house at all. The fact that you're in my presence.
What a power move.
Oh, she's so great.
It's so good. And she's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not giving you any money." Okay, fine. So now we're back out with the girls. They're running through the cemetery until they find the wand. But of course, they're right next to a very open grave as a gravedigger is making this grave.
This man,
The gravedigger.
inexplicably, this man looks like a newsie. I can't.
I have so many questions about this
A
character.
lot of questions, and none of them are answered by the end of the
Oh,
film.
not a single one.
Not a single one.
My biggest disappointment with this, not my biggest, one of my biggest disappointments. No, I'm going to stick with it. My biggest disappointment in this film was that at the end, I really wanted like Sophia or Agatha to be like, "How did you know about all of this magic?" And for them to be
Yeah.
like, "The gravedigger told us." And then for someone to be like, "A gravedigger?"
There is no gravedigger. Exactly. The whole
That would've
time
been
he was
it.
talking to them, I was like, that's a ghost.
Yeah.
That's so clearly a ghost.
It should have ended with them being like, "That grave's been closed for 50 years. There's no
Yeah.
gravedigger at all."
That's the gravedigger's grave. Or something. Like, I just don't
Yeah.
The
They
fact
see a
that-
tombstone that says gravedigger
Gravedigger.
on it.
It's got
He didn't get a name. They call him Mr. Gravedigger the whole movie.
He does not have a name. The gravestone has his little hat etched into it. His little Newsie hat.
Oh, man.
And it's just, we just don't get to know why about this character ever. We
No,
never
especially
get to
because they're like,
know.
"Why are you digging this grave?" And he's like, "She told me to. I'm not getting paid any money for it, though." And I'm like, "Then why are you?" And he's like, "Well, I'm really scared of her, and she's scary, and you don't want to get on her bad side."
What, she can just order that a grave be dug in the cemetery? Does she own the cemetery?
No, but she's scary. You're
Sorry,
forgetting.
I'm
You're forgetting how scary she
I'm
is.
sorry. I'm so sorry. But
Yeah.
you're right. You're correct.
Also, we've discussed this from other movies, but this just clearly seems to be another character in the Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen cinematic universe that doesn't seem to know what twins are. Because he's not
Yet
just scared of the
again.
dog, he's also scared of the twins. They start talking to him on either sides of the grave, and he's like, but you were just over there.
There's gotta be a character who's never heard of twins. Every time.
It made me wonder, were twins, until Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were like in household names, like in the zeitgeist, were twins like more rare? Like, was being a twin like a weird, you know how like, what am I trying to say? You know how like narwhals are real, but people are like, "Wait, narwhals are real?" It feels like fantasy. And then you're like, "Oh yeah, I guess they are real. Like, I've just never seen one." Were twins like that? Were twins not?
No. Twins are not like that. No.
You think there were enough twins around that people?
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking,
I think people just know people who are twins.
are you sure? Okay, I'm feeling like it was like this. You and I both grew up vegetarian.
Sure.
I feel like it maybe was like that. Like when we were growing up in the 90s being vegetarian, people would be like, "Huh, well, I've heard of that, I guess, but what exactly does it mean? I've never
Oh
met
my
one of you
God.
before."
It
Do you
was
know what I
crazy.
mean?
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't like that?
Here's the thing. Narwhals.
No.
And listen to me. No. And listen to me.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes.
Narwhals live in the ocean. There was a set of twins at my elementary school.
I had triplets at mine.
Yeah. So I think that mostly people just like knew that twins existed because they were existing next to twins.
But I feel like maybe it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, I know they exist, but like, I've never seen one before in my life. Like, you forget.
I don't know what that accent was.
but we hated it.
Was it 35-year-old Newsie inside of a grave?
Yeah.
What I love is that you're trying to justify whatever the Mary-Kate and Ashley cinematic universe's
Yeah.
penchant for thinking that some people don't know what twins are.
Yeah, I'm just trying to go like, no, that was a choice because like that was like
You're
rooted in
really
reality.
and I love that you're always trying to look at a filmmaker's choices and see why they made those choices and justify those choices. And I want to be the one to tell you that this is not a justifiable choice.
People knew about twins.
People knew about twins.
They were like around and
yeah,
common.
people knew about twins.
Well, then it cannot be justified, and I want it to stop. If I see one more character who doesn't know what a twin is,
one more time,
then I'm angry at them.
Oh my God.
Fine. Do you think in the history of the world, narwhals have ever been compared to twins before? All right. Well, the girls are very confused by his confusion as well. They're like, buddy, did you drink too much coffee?
Yeah, I love that. They're like, are you okay, buddy friend down there?
And then the other one goes, might want to switch to decaf. So shady.
They're good.
Oh my gosh, they're so good. But he's like, no, you don't understand. Like, if you had my job, you'd be nervous too. And I was like, I actually feel like it's the opposite. Like, you would only have a job like that if you weren't nervous, but fine.
You have to be nervous to have the job because the job doesn't pay. The job is only the job because you're nervous.
Oh, that's a really good point. Because he's not like actually a grave digger. He just like is digging this one grave.
He's a newsie. As we've established.
Okay, so Canon
not canon.
He's actually just Newsie.
He's a newsie.
Has never dug a grave in his life.
No.
But he was just the guy who was around that Aunt Agatha scared into digging this particular grave.
With the newspaper. As a newsie does.
Yeah.
And then she said, Newsie.
You're a grave digger now.
You're a grave digger now. And he said, yeah, of course.
He's like,
I'll
what
do
do I
whatever
get
you
paid
say.
for this job? Nothing. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, and that's how it happened, canonically.
Well, thank goodness it just so happened to be him delivering that newspaper because, boy, does he have a lot of information about the history of this town.
The history of specifically these two sisters in this house in this town. For no reason that is ever explained to us. He knows the entire family history. He knows about the spell. He knows that the sister's trapped. He knows. Why does he know that?
Well, so clearly he knows about twins then, because he knows about the other twins. So he has even less excuses. He clearly knows about twins.
He knows about twins, folks. And you heard it here first. He knows about twins.
Oh my God.
He knew about twins the whole time.
Okay, so this guy, he gives them the whole lowdown on all the lore. He's climbs out of the grave and he's like, okay, Halloween is bad. The day before Halloween, also bad.
Also bad, less bad, but you have to remain in the sunlight. He's like the opposite of a vampire.
Yeah.
Because he's like, you have to be in sunlight all the time. One must constantly be in the light.
Yeah.
And avoid the darkness.
Avoid the shadows. I always stay in the light. And they're like, okay, fine. And then he like he jumps out of the grave to start telling them some of this lore, and then for some reason goes behind a tree to say Halloween, All Hallows Eve, and then comes out from behind the tree. So I'm like, why did you go back there in the first place?
He's very theatrical.
He really loves to tell a good story.
New canon.
Oh.
He isn't a newsie.
No.
He was
playing the musical Newsies. But he's in the ensemble and he's in the ensemble about it, and he's like, I have so much more to give.
Exactly. He was on his way home from rehearsal in his costume, in his newsie costume.
And he was going full method because he's like, I've gotta nail down this character. I've really got to figure this out.
And so he's standing on the street corner outside this haunted house being like, get your nose. And then he gets harangued into digging the grave. So he sees this as yet another way for him to theatrically.
It's like, it's my time to shine.
It's my time to shine. He gets out of the grave. He goes behind a tree. He peeks through a little hole in the tree and he says, long ago.
On a night just like tonight. Yeah.
There were twins. Just like you, I knew about them.
It's so good. And he launches into this whole thing where he tells them about how there's a annual gathering of the witches, and
Yeah, I'm no longer referring to Halloween as Halloween. It's now
no,
the
it's
annual
the
gathering of
annual
the
it's the gathering of the
witches.
witches. And quite frankly, why am I not invited? I want to be there. It
And quite
looks like a lot of
frankly,
fun.
I'll be dressed as Agatha.
Yeah.
Continue.
I'll go with Sophia. Um, he's like, there's goblins, there's ghouls, there's spirits. Stay in the sunlight. They all rise from their graves. The girls are like, what's a gathering?
Not
Not.
goblins
Hang
and
on, I have
ghouls.
questions about all this spooky stuff. Just what does the word gathering mean?
Yeah, a gathering.
Whatever he explains, he's like, no, witches are not make believe. They totally exist. Except he says, the question is not whether you believe in witches, it's whether the witches believe in you. And I'm like, huh?
That actually doesn't make any sense.
That probably sounded a lot cooler in your head, my guy.
Guys, he's improving, okay?
He
He's
went off
doing
script.
this on the fly.
That's why he was cast as the ensemble. Okay, let's remember that. Let's remember that. Okay. All right, so then he's like, yeah, well, there are good witches and there's bad witches, but a bad witch lived there 200 years ago, and a bad one lives there today at Agatha's house. And they're like, oh, shoot, that's our Aunt Agatha. So then we're like back in the haunted house, and we find out that it has been 7 years since Sophia left. So we're like,
yeah, and we do see a
okay.
picture of the two, and we're like, twins?
Definitely twins.
Twins?
Definitely Agatha
Heard
had
of them?
a twin, Sophia, okay, who suddenly disappeared 7 years ago. Interesting. Okay, and then since then, Agatha has cut off contact with everybody in the family. Okay, we're getting a lot of lore dropping here. Now we go back to the cemetery where the gravedigger continues to explain that 200 years ago, the townspeople seized the witch, burned her at the stake, which, okay, you are talking to little girls. But that's okay.
Yeah, that is true.
That's fine.
That's true. Okay.
We'll move on.
Okay.
The story's not about what happened 200 years ago. He just had to explain that because that witch 200 years ago had a very powerful moonstone. And after she was burned at the stake, the moonstone was hidden. And it was the gem that gave her all of her powers. And for many generations, no one could find it until 50 years ago on Halloween. Two little girls, just like you two, heard the legend and began to look for the moonstone.
And this is where we get the flashback. And as soon as we went into black and white, I was like, Mary Kate and Ashley are playing the twins.
Yeah.
They have to be.
Yeah.
They have to be. That would be crazy for them not to do that, first of all.
Yep.
And second of all, I'm obsessed.
How good was that flashback?
I'm obsessed with this flashback.
The flashback, they're like playing and they're just like, I win. Let's go look for that moonstone now.
Yeah, it's just like, it's not even that it's Halloween. It's not even that it's like anything in particular. It's just like, it's Tuesday and they're like, hey, do you want to go moonstone hunting? It's very strange.
So they decide to split up to look for the moonstone. One goes to the basement, one goes to the attic. The girl in the attic sees this beautiful mirror and she just like reaches her arm inside the mirror and pulls out the moonstone.
And I said, is that just Harry Potter getting the Philosopher's Stone out of the Mirror of Erised?
And it is.
And it is. And that book did come out 4 years after this movie came out. So now, to me, canonically,
oh my God,
that whole bit is actually stolen from this movie, Double Toil and Trouble.
I never even thought about the timeline of it all. Oh,
that's the
my
timeline,
God.
baby.
JK,
1997.
I knew I hated you.
You know what?
This really sealed the deal.
And we're just piling it on.
Wow.
How dare she?
Okay, but then this is where things really get spicy because in the flashback, at first, the little girl who finds, which we know as Agatha, she finds the moonstone and she's like, yay, I found it. But once she gets to her sister, she like hides it behind her back. And her sister's like, what, did you find it? And she's like, oh, nope. Hee. And then she keeps the moonstone to herself.
And that's how we know that she's the bad witch.
Mm-hmm. She's the bad witch and Sophia's the good witch. And it's really stark by the time we meet them in present day in 93.
It's really
Okay, so then we learned that, like, over the years, I guess she learned more and more spells until eventually she somehow trapped the spirit of her sister inside the house. And the spell can only be broken at midnight on Halloween. Okay.
Love. Love a timeline.
They're
Clear
like, this
timeline.
is what needs to happen. These are the boxes we need to check off for these girls to be successful at the end of this film.
Yes.
Fantastic. Love
Perfect.
that. But also, when we leave the flashback, now the Newsie gravedigger is in the tree.
Yeah, he needed height. He
That's what he
needed
was missing.
altitude. He was feeling that something was missing from his
You know what? He's
performance,
using the
and
space. He's
yeah,
using the space.
it's a site specific piece of work.
Is that specific? Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh, and that's for
Fantastic.
you fucking theater nerds out there.
Obsessed with that. So he really lays it out really clearly for them. They have to rob the moonstone on Halloween at midnight, say the incantation, and that's
it.
how we break the curse. Those are the things we need to do.
I mean, not a long list of things, a difficult list of things.
Sure, seemingly impossible, but
not a long list.
no. And he really clearly laid out for a guy who was just a musical theater kid.
Yeah.
In a production of Newsies in the ensemble. Really glad he just happened to know all that information.
Right, exactly.
So now we're back in the mansion. We get more with the parents. They're like, please, Dawn's business needs help. It's the recession, blah, blah, blah. He's good at his job, I swear. But Agatha could not care less.
Construction, vaguely.
So then Agatha's like, I knew you were here just asking for money. You're so selfish. Get these beggars out of my house. So they go to leave. And then through the open door, I suppose, she hears her black cat like "Meow" outside. And she's like, my cat. Because, of course, don't you go separating a witch and her black cat.
And her familiar.
And her familiar. Okay. So she runs out after the cat, who is now in the tree that the Newsie gravedigger was just sitting on. And Norman, their dog, is like barking up the tree at this cat. So now Agatha sees the girls and is like, oh, she is taken aback.
She's clearly frightened.
Clearly frightened. And then the moonstone around her neck starts like, starts pulsing.
Yeah.
And the girls are just like, the moonstone.
Yeah. The girls are like, oh, yeah, that's the witch. That's the moonstone. We actually just heard about it from our dear friend.
Not scared,
a man
just like,
whose name we don't know.
No, we don't know his name. We're not going to ask for his name.
No.
They're not scared by it at all. They're just like, cool. That's what I just heard about. I know about that. Agatha's like, you never said you had twins. And the mom and dad are like, yeah, you broke off contact with us for 7 years.
Fucking ask.
Yeah. That's what happens. All right. So the family drives away. She's like, never come back here. Whatever. She scares them off. And the family's like, fine. So back in the haunted house, we see Agatha now. So she goes up to the attic and she's like yapping at the mirror. And that's when we see her sister, her twin, Sophia, appears in the mirror.
Trapped in the mirror.
And this is when we find out, because the evil villain has to monologue, that she's like, finally, tomorrow night, it'll be 7 full years. And 7 is a special magical number.
7's always been a special magical number.
I bet JK stole that
and
from
she
this
stole
movie
that
as well.
from this movie.
Wow.
They should sue.
Mary-Kate and Ashley should sue J.K. Rowling.
Sue J.K. Rowling. Wow. And I'm on that train for sure.
Fantastic.
So far, like since they arrived at the house to now, we've just been getting a nonstop like flood of information.
Yeah, we had to get the whole lore drop. We had to figure it all out.
We got to figure out, okay, now it's been 7 years. So now she can be sealed permanently.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
All Agatha would have to do is drip that blood and sealing wax on the mirror at midnight on Halloween and bury it. And that's why she had the gravedigger dig the grave so she could bury the mirror in there, and then that would be that, and then she's sealed in there forever.
Right.
But we also know that the girls know everything now. So the girls know everything. We know everything. We've all been caught up to speed. We're back in the car with the girls.
Mhm.
And Lynn is like, Mom, can I have a nose job?
Which, like, fully came out of nowhere for me. I was like, whoa, okay. Like, literally 2 seconds ago, we were like, and on Halloween, and midnight on Halloween, I will drip the bat's blood and the sealing wax upon the mirror. And then just like smash cut to, Mom,
Mom.
can I have a nose job? I was like, I'm disoriented.
The mom is too. She's like, what? Nothing's wrong with your nose. And she's like, no, I know. I just like don't want to look like my sister anymore. I don't want to be a twin. And then I love this. She's like, better yet, Kelly, you get the nose job.
Yeah.
And Kelly's like, I don't want a nose job, but I am going to get a tattoo.
And like, good for her. I mean, not now, not when she's 7.
Sure. No,
But
of
like,
course not.
I think if you're gonna differentiate yourselves, let's do tattoos over nose jobs.
Definitely.
For sure.
Okay, but we're still not meeting everyone important. We just have one more character to meet. And
Oh
we're going to
my
meet him in
God.
also a very jarring way.
We are.
Because a man just comes up to their window and does the thing. He's like doing
He's doing the
squeegee
window
man thing
washing
where he's
thing.
washing the window and
Right.
begging for money. And, you know, it's 1993. The movie doesn't handle that well.
Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying. Remember the pumpkin thing from earlier? Yeah, it goes without saying that this movie is not gonna handle just like people of
No.
color in general super
Mm-mm.
well. But there is an unhoused man who is trying to wash their window for spare change, and they give him
Pineapple
pineapple.
lollipops. And
Pineapple
he's
lollipops.
like, I don't like pineapple. And they're like,
They're
bye.
like, yeah.
But this actor, I'm guessing you don't know who he is.
I don't know who he is.
Didn't know who he was either, but he looked very familiar to me. And I was like, why the heck is he so familiar? His name is Meshack Taylor.
Okay.
And he was in the show Designing Women,
Oh,
which is why I brought that up. There was no
okay.
other reason I brought that up. No one knows about that show.
Yeah, I was wondering why you brought it up earlier, but now it's all coming together.
It's
full circle.
because he was one of the leads on that show for 7 seasons, and it ended in May of this year. And his character on that show gives this character in this movie a lot of context.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like at the time, his character in Designing Women was seen as very groundbreaking because he's a Black man playing a very effeminate, openly flamboyant,
Oh,
well-educated, well-spoken Black man. And it was seen as very groundbreaking at the time.
sure. They didn't really. I would say he wasn't like a gay character. No, but he was putting on all of the sort of like outward appearance and airs of a gay
Yes.
person.
And it's the same thing in Designing Women.
And would you say maybe that they didn't ask and he didn't tell? And here's
That's
where
the vibe of 1993, folks. Yeah.
And here's the thing, I thought I was going to stop telling don't ask, don't tell jokes. And
nope.
you just keep handing them to me, honestly.
It's the time. It's the time.
It's the time.
We're in 1993 and those are the jokes we're telling,
Ooh,
folks.
And those are the jokes.
Yeah. But I think that's relevant to this movie because I think they tried to do the same kind of like subverting expectations with this unhoused character that he's like
unhoused, but he's unhoused on purpose because what he wants is a mansion, and if he can't have a mansion, then he won't have a house at all.
Exactly.
And you're just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, he also played Lumiere on Broadway. Anyway, we move on.
That was actually really important. What? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Now you can continue.
He's an actor. Okay. So we're back at the haunted house. Agatha is like, if those twins ever come anywhere near this house, I'll take care of those girls too, and my sister, and her little dog too. And we see that in Agatha's mirror, she can see the girls in their car driving away, playing with Norman, their dog. And we're like, oh, shoot, she can like use her magic to spy on them. That's going to be crazy.
That's no good.
And then we fade to black for obviously ABC special
Commercial break.
commercials.
Yeah.
But I think now we have learned enough. We know all of the lore. We know what everyone's objectives are going to be for the rest of this
Yes.
film. It is time to play Which Twin?
Okay, which twin? Lynn. Which twin? Lynn. Lynn is played by Ashley, is what I'm going to say.
Oh, and what are your reasonings for this deduction?
Because I think that this is the character that Ashley plays usually. So let's see. How did I do?
You were right. You were super
and I
right.
was right. And I knew I was right.
Yeah.
Because we've already pre-established that you are Ashley and I'm Mary Kate. And we already knew
Yeah.
this.
It's like, which one do I relate to more?
Yeah.
That's probably Ashley. Which one do you relate to more?
I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. Here, yeah, you take the wand. I don't care about the wand.
I'm not going to get a nose job, but I am going to get a sick tattoo.
Exactly.
Yeah. She's sassy. And Ashley is like eldest daughter bossy energy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I did it.
You
Which
did it.
twin?
Congrats. You won.
So now that we've hit our commercial break and now that we've played Which Twin, it's now time for us to wrap up part 1 of the Double Toil and Trouble coverage here on You Potted Dude.
Can you believe it? We barely got all of the lore dropped.
Listen, I had to talk about how that guy was a newsie for at least 10 full
It was
minutes.
really important.
And it was important
really
to me.
important.
And I hope that it was important to you, listeners, watchers,
The most
as
important.
well.
Absolutely. Well, folks, we will be back with part 2 for the end of Double.
So if you haven't watched Double yet, again, let us tell you there's something in the description of this episode that you might like.
It might help you out.
It might help you out.
And until then, if you like what Sequoia is all about, you can find her at
Sequoia Simone on Instagram, or you can listen to my other podcast, Professional Talkers.
And you can find me on YouTube at The Cheese Show or on Instagram at Via Vessel.
And remember, respect the girls, respect their legacy.
We'll see you next time.
From the very moment their stories begun, we got 2 child stars for the price of 1. They're our favorite sisters and they shared a room. Now we're talking about them on You Potted Dude.